Good morning, Tag Nation, Tag Team, Tag Universe, Tag Galaxy. It's the Quattro Scootaloo, and I'm here to talk about the Christmas editions of SmackDown and Rampage. Let's get it going. Out the gate, SmackDown, we have the Bloodline starting off the show in full. Basically, mainly it was Roman, little bit of Heyman, little bit of Roman, and Sami Zayn. Basically, they were discussing about, the KO problem and the fact that KO went and got John Cena to help him against them for their tag team match that's happening next week. And then, Roman let Sami Zayn get his bars off, and Sammy got them bars off, man. Zayn got them bars off. Um, but basically, it was like, I've been in this business so many years. I'm a true friends and blah blah blah. They see me as family, this, that, and the other. We beating that ass next week, and you know, fire. Check it out. That leads into the first match of the night, which was the championship match, where you had the Usos, the unified tag team champions of the universe, versus Hit Row. Uh, y'all know like how I usually describe championship matches. Did not feel like a title change was going to happen. To be honest, it could have been a showcase for Hit Row, but eh, um, the main focus of the night was, well, main focus of the match rather was the Usos were attacking uh um Top Dollar's leg, mainly his knee. So of course, being the power man is going to play in effects later. Um, my thing with Hit Row at this moment, it's kind of weird. Like, was Swerve there? That extra seasoning, that extra flavor they need, because not to make a pun, but Hit Row kind of ain't hitting. I know that sounded horrible. I'm sorry, but Hit Row ain't hitting like they should be. But it wasn't a bad match. But never did I feel at any time during this match the Usos was gonna lose their tag titles. I mean, let's be honest. But basically, it ended with Top Dollar trying to be a strong man, lifting up both Usos, but his leg gave out. Super kicks. Eventually, they hit the 1D, 1, 2, 3. The Usos remain yet unified tag team champions of the universe. Uh, Next up, we get the women's gauntlet match to determine who's going to be Ronda Rousey's number one contender next week on SmackDown. It starts off with Emma versus Xia Li. Xia Li gets that dub because I'm assuming, considering what Xia Li did last week, they're going to try to make her more kind of badass, and it's kind of not so much Tien Sha Xia Li, but at least more of a threat Xia Li, I guess. Then, coincidentally, we get Xia Li versus Tegan, which Xia had cost Tegan and Liv the tag team titles when she interfered and kicked Tegan. Surprisingly, she gets the dub over Tegan. Now, I don't know if they're going to truly start a program with Xia and Tegan, but considering this was Tegan's opportunity to get some get back, she didn't get no get back. Then it led to Xia versus Raquel. Raquel dealing with the whole broken elbow, one arm situation. She beats Xia. Then Raquel goes against Liv. They actually had the longest match, if I'm thinking about it correct. I think they had the longest match. Ultimately, Raquel beats Liv. Then Sonya is the last competitor. Raquel beats Sonya. Raquel's number one contender. Ronda comes out and was like, "Oh, so you think that This is over. Ha 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 ha. One more for you. Here comes Shayna. Shayna comes out. Shayna rips the cast completely off. Sorry, brace completely off. Starts stomping at the arm. This, that, and the third. Um, Raquel gets that roll up. The most devastating move in sports entertainment or in wrestling history. The roll up. She gets that roll up. Boom. Officially, Raquel is now number one contender, and she escapes without suffering any further harm. Bray Wyatt comes out with a promo, and he was talking about how I feel like y'all should all owe me an apology because you know I didn't I didn't do it. I know all of y'all was believing that I did it, but ha 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 ha, it wasn't me. And then he kind of started stumbling over words. Then him himself goes into a trance, and he starts attacking the cameraman. He hits kind of like that mandible claw that he was doing as the Fiend, and he started just mandible clawing the ref and was like in this trance, kind of similar in the trance that Bliss goes into. So we'll see where that goes and what punishments he got. Uh, Ray Mysterio goes against one half of Los Lotharios, Angel Garza. Apparently, they had like a little run in backstage talking about how they're the now, Ray was the past, they're the future as well. So Ray, ha 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 ha. Um, as this match is progressing, well, I didn't say progress. When this match started, Cross and Scarlett was watching from the crowd. Like they was, with like the wrestlers like to stand amongst the people. That's what Cross and Scarlett was watching the match. Ray gets the dub. And then there was another segment where Cross and Scarlett was walking backstage. Emma encountered Scarlett basically saying, y'all popping all of that shit, blah, 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 blah. Then she smacks the fire out of Scarlett, and Cross jumps in her face like, you really don't know what you just did. So maybe we might get a Scarlett debut. I don't know. They give this John Cena promo that like shit, it lasted a minute. But basically talking about John Cena's history and the fact that, he has wrestled at least one match. I think it was since 2000. So he's squeaking it in with wrestling December 30th next week. So yeah. Then we get another promo of Lacey Evans in the Chronicles of Lacey. And I guess now she's supposed to be using her military background and her military toughness. And it's funny because they're recording these segments with a face full of makeup down there. And I think they even made a reference in one of the videos, but it's like, okay, this is all cool. This is, whatever. But this is another character change in a sense. They're putting Lacey, and apparently she's supposed to be there next week. So I guess we're going to see where that happens and take place. And we had two different segments. We had one segment of Imperium's Giovanni and Ludwig talking about, the Miracle on 34th Street fight. Then we had another segment, which was actually funny, between Ricochet and Strowman. He said at the end, Ricochet daps up, get a little dap hug to Strowman, and kind of bounces off of Strowman. He kind of looks like, damn, I forgot how big he was and strong. But then we actually get the main event, the Miracle on 34th Street fight, Ricochet, Strowman versus Imperium's Giovanni and Ludwig. Y'all know how these street fights go. They're fun. They're not meant to be taken serious. They're not meant to be a 5-star classic. They're meant to have fun, and that's what they did. They had two big presents at one point. They opened up one, and a ballerina comes out, and it was like, okay. But then it pieced together when, Imperium opened up these presents, because at one point they had Strowman laid out and they had Ricochet laid out. And then the other present, they opened up, two nutcrackers start walking out, and it was your boys, the New Day, rocking their WWE, NXT NXT World Tag Team Championships. So, they come out there walking like nutcrackers and this and the third. And then to where I want to say Giovanni hit the hand of Kofi. No, he hit the hand of Woods. And the reflex was blow, kick city or nutcracked. And then Woods hit Kofi's hand down, and blah, he took the other, which was Ludwig. I want to say Giovanni was kicked first, then Ludwig, or it was Ludwig, then Giovanni, but both of them got took to Dick Kick City, a.k.a. Nutcracker Alley. I like that one, Nutcracker Alley. Trademark it. And then, more and more shenanigans. Of course, ultimately, Ricochet and Strowman gets the dub. It was a fun little episode. It was a fun little. Oh no, there was another spot that was actually kind of cute, actually kind of cool. What happened was Ricochet was like all weak and laid out, and Strowman found some mistletoe. And if you know, Ricochet is dating Samantha Irving, the ring announcer. So Ricochet carries. I'm sorry, Strowman carries Ricochet over to Samantha, holding the mistletoe. Like, Samantha, Samantha. So she kisses Ricochet, and it, Popeye and his spinach, he gets reinvigorated and blow, starts beating ass. And like I said, ultimately, Strowman, Ricochet gets that dub. Next week on SmackDown, we got Raquel, Ronda, Women's Championship. Solo Sikoa's going against Sheamus. Like I said, whatever Lacey Evans is supposed to be doing. And then, of course, the main event, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn versus John Cena, KO. So that'll all be next week's SmackDown. And let's roll over to AEW Rampage Holiday Bash. It starts off with that. I forgot the exact name they call it, but it was the Christmas Trios Battle Royal Extravaganza Shenanigans. But basically, it was the Trios team. Excuse me, it was the Trios teams, and the winning team gets $300K. I don't remember all the teams, but of course, you had the varsity athletes, Josh Woods, Tony Nese, and Aria Daivari. I guess the Trust Busters are broken up, and if they did, I didn't know this, but they was part of the Battle Royal. Because let me rewind. How they did it, you already had teams in, and then teams will come out every so often. But I'm just listing some of the teams that was in it. You had Dark Orders, Evil Uno, Silver and Reynolds. You had Los Ingobernables. I can't remember the full name. Rouge Dralistico and Preston Vance. You had the BCCs, Moxley, Claudio, Yuta. You had the Butcher Blade. I forgot who their third was. You had I guess there's still Chaos Project, but it was Luther, and Helico, and I totally just forgot who was the other member of Chaos Project when it was Luther and Serpentico. Ha 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 ha. Who else you had in there? But that was some of the teams. That was some of the trios teams comprised in there. No, there was no Elite. No, there was no Death Triangle. There was no House of Black. But ultimately, eliminations, because all three people had to get eliminated for it to count. Ultimately, it led down to Mox and Claudio versus Top Flight. Oh, I didn't say that. Top Flight and AR Fox. That was another team. That was it. And you're going to see why I'm laughing in a minute. But it came down to Claudio Moxley versus Top Flight. They was going at it, and right when it came down to those four, Hangman comes out, starts rushing Mox. So, of course, Hangman's not cleared. He shouldn't be doing this, blah, 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 hands, feet. Then from that, they was like, fuck it, throw out Mox. So Mox get eliminated. And then, of course, him and Hangman continues their scuffle. Um, then it came down to basically Claudio versus Top Flight. They was going at it. There was many times where they was doing false endings. It was like, oh shit, Claudio's about to go. Oh shit, Top Flight's about to go. And of course, Claudio being Claudio, it wasn't him eliminating Dante, then Darius, or Darius and Dante. It was like, nah, I'm getting y'all both out at the same time type shit. Ultimately, they did what they did. Top Flight eliminates Claudio. And your winner of the 300K Trios Battle Royal Christmas Extravaganza Shenanigans, Top Flight and AR Fox. Trust me, I was shocked. If I was a betting man, BCC would have been all my eggs in that basket. But Top Flight, and AR Fox gets that dub. Um, from that, they did announce. I can't remember if it's on Dynamite next week or Rampage, but Top Flight is supposed to go against Claudio and Mox. Ortiz and Kingston had a little promo talking about, with House of Black and blah, blah, blah. You could do all the cutting the lights out and all the spooky shit. Let's do this. So they did that. The lights come back on. It's Julia Fox at the apron. And then it was Malachi, Buddy, and Brody doing a promo. And basically, it led to basically Malachi telling Kingston, do you truly trust Ortiz? And Ortiz should be trusted because if you remember when House of Black debuted back, they had the little scuffle and they picked Ortiz up like they was about to attack him, but Malachi gave the look to Buddy and he just kind of threw Ortiz down like, nah, he good. So they're kind of sowing seeds of deception between Ortiz and Kingston because even Kingston was looking at Ortiz like, you part of the Ops fam? Like, you ain't rolling with the Ops. So we'll see what happens with that. Guevara and Garcia had a little promo backstage and waste of time. Jade Cargill, TBS champion, the only TBS champion. Miss 44 and 0 was going against Vert Vixen, and it was a title eliminator match. That, of course, if Vert Vixen was to get the W, then she would get a shot. She tried, as in Vert, but I mean, let's face it, Jade wasn't gonna lose, especially not a title eliminator. So now Jade Cargill, aka Miss 45, and Ruby Soho had a little segment saying that she thought she was going to be rid of Ty until Anna comes out and blah 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 blah. So now she found backup in Willow Nightingale, and I can't remember if it was Rampage. I think it was Rampage. Ruby Soho, Willow Nightingale versus Ty Mello and Anna JAS. Ooh. Wardlow has a promo about how he gonna get that belt up off of Samoa Joe. They're supposed to either have that match on Dynamite or Rampage next week, I think. So Wardlow, Samoa Joe, TNT Championship is going down. There was at one point where before they was getting to, how they had to do the main event segments before they, how they talk to each other. Hobbs had some dude hemmed up outside, and it was like, okay, who's this dude you hemming up, Hobbs? But yeah. Main event, Anthony Bowens, Daddy Ass versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal. Of course, if you've been keeping up, Caster was slightly injured, so he's not medically cleared. So Daddy Ass was like, I step in. I mean, it was going to be this type of match the way it was. I mean, you had Jarrett and Lethal with Sanjay Dutt and Santham Singh. Of course, Caster came out spitting bars, by the way. Bars. But a lot of shenanigans ensued. A lot. Ultimately, Lethal and Jarrett get the dub. And that's basically how Rampage goes off the air. Yeah, so that was both Christmas specials of SmackDown and Rampage. Um, a lot to look forward to. Well, like I said, I know Raw is advertised like a best of, so I don't know if there's going to be any matches. SmackDown, I mentioned earlier. Between Dynamite and Rampage, there are a lot of matches, but I can't remember which was for which. So forgive me on that. Uh, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. If you celebrate Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us. All of the above. Y'all be safe out there. Be careful out there. Let's get to the new year. 2023 is a week and a day, a week and a day away. So let's get to 2023, y'all, safe and sound. Shout outs to the bros, Dizzle, Jaeger, Juggs. And until next time, Tag Team, Tag Nation, Tag Universe, Tag Galaxy, Tag out.